Get off your arses. Get over the trench. Through the barbed wire. Crawl. Swim. Like in that other movie. There's movies that show you this. In the 2000s. That's a future thing. Adrian Carton de Wiart. I don't know the year he was born, but he was there and he was born. Okay? He was born to a lawyer father and a rich mama. He grew up on an estate chasing butterflies, for all I know. And it was beautiful. His mom did die. That was sad. But then he ended up going to Oxford to study as a lawyer like his father and make even more money than he already had. So there he was. His roommate was like, yo, there's a war going on down in South Africa. It's called the Boer War. And he's like, about hogs. He's like, no. Boers were not hogs. I don't know what they are. They don't have tusks. And it's not about hogs. It's a real war. He said, fucking A. Let's do it. The roommate was like, I'm out because I'm rich. You're rich too, but it sounds like you're in. And he's like, yes, I am. Because here's the thing. He had to be 25 and from Britain to even be in the war. But he was from Belgium and he was only 20. So he was like, what up? My name is Bill. I am from Britain and I am 25. And they're like, right on. Here's your gun. And probably a sword. He got in, joined the ranks of the military, and was in South Africa. They were on a mission to attack the Boers. They were crossing a river, right? It was right out in the open, and the Boers fired on him. And that guy, Adrian, got shot in the hip and in the groin. Yeah. In the groin. And it doesn't say where in the groin, which that bothers me a little bit. But they took him back. He wanted to get sewn up and go right back out there. But they were like, you need to recover for a moment. Okay. You just got shot in the groin, which some people call the balls. And that's fine. Because that's really where he got shot. Most men would say, fuck that, I'm not going back. But this guy was like, I want to go back right now. They were like, no. But guess what? Your dad's pissed that you came to war instead of be a lawyer. And he wants to see you. So he probably took a train or a boat, possibly a small plane, back to his dad in Belgium. And the dad was like, you can't war anymore. And he's like, but it's in my blood. War is in my blood. And the dad was like, all right then. I'm not going to convince you otherwise. So here's some money. Go be a war hero. And he's like, I will for sure. So that's what he did. After he was done recovering in Belgium or Britain or wherever the hell he was, he went to World War I. This was the big time. A German tank shot a shell of some sort and it exploded by him. And it mangled his hand and it blew out his eye. And he went to the tent where they fix people up. And the surgeon was like, dude, your hand's all fucked up. He's like, well, cut my fingers off. And he's like, nah. They might heal. And he's like, well, fuck that. I'm going to just pull the fuckers off. So he pulled the fingers off and threw them away so he could get back out on the battlefield. Put a patch over his eye. He's like, I'm good to go. But he lost the hand anyway. In fact, if you look at the pictures, he actually lost it like up to here. So that's more like an arm than a hand. other guys were in World War One, and they were in the trenches, and they were like, "Ew, there's mustard gas everywhere." And he was like, "This is fucking awesome." He's like, "Get up, pussies! Fucking get up! We're going over the hill. We're gonna beat some. No, we're gonna shoot the motherfuckers that shot that mustard gas at us. Get off your arses. Get over the trench, through the barbed wire, crawl, swim." Like in that other movie, there's movies that show you this. In the 2000s, that's a future thing. After World War One, he was so badass that he was awarded the Victoria Cross, and it pretty much told everybody that he was just a badass. But he said, he was very humble. He said, "Everybody out there on the battlefield was doing as much as I was." And I'm like, that's nice. That's very humble. But I mean, I think everybody knew that he was the badass of the whole thing, because he was like pulling grenade pins with the one arm, throwing them and shooting people with his pistole, and raining havoc on the Germans. And you know, he was still alive. He had 5 to 6 wounds, and he was still going strong. They wanted him to go to World War II, and he's like, "Right on. I'm gonna go to World War II. I'm gonna be a badass." And they're like, "We already know that." And so they're like, "Take this group of scraggly soldiers, okay, and then go and take this town in Norway." It was snowing. There was 2 feet of snow on the ground, and his troops were ski troops. But guess what? They didn't have skis. They were a military group, and they were going to go fight in a battle with guns, but they didn't have very many guns either. So they had to go over the mountains. They got to the town with no skis and hardly any weapons. The Germans were there. Let's clarify, they weren't just Germans, they were Nazis. So they get to the bottom, and he's like, "The Germans are bombarding us over here, over there. They're bombarding us everywhere. And I'm going to suggest that we all pull out of there." And they're like, "Yeah, thank the good Lord that we're going to get out of this Trondheim place." And he's like, "Lads, dear lads, I called the IOPS, and they said..."
You called whom?
Higher ups. I called them on the radio. I said, "Take us out of here, please." They said, "For political reasons, we cannot take you out of here. We cannot take you from Trondheim to Britain because for political reasons, you must stay there in Trondheim." And Adrian was like, "That's badass. I respect that, because I'm a tough motherfucker." He flew out on a plane, and his plane was shot down after all that. So then he made it safely back to base. Then they told him, "Job well done, Adrian. Job well done, Adrian." He said, "Where am I going?" "You're going to negotiate things for war." He's like, "It sounds like shit, because I fucking kill people. That's what I do. I kill people with my one arm, my one eye, my hip, leg, my ear, my head." That's what I do. And they're like, all right, well, now you're going to negotiate. That's what you're going to do now. And he's like, all right, right on. So he gets on the plane. He's flying along. Fucking Luftwaffe from Germany shoots the fucker down. And he's like, fucking again. I'm like down. I'm going down in a plane again. So this is a second plane crash. So they land in the water. It's fucking hilarious. They're a mile off the shore. This guy in the plane is like, I can't swim with my 2 arms and 2 legs. And he's like, it's okay. Because I have one fucking awesome ass arm and one eye that's going to fucking see the way all the way to shore. And I'm going to drag your ass all the way back. I don't know the answer to being unkillable, but I would say that it helps to not give a shit. Because I think that was his whole thing, is that he was like, I don't give a shit. I'm going to war. I'm going to do it. Even if I get shot right off the bat. Even if I get my eye poked out. Even if I get shrapnel in my ass. Even if I get shot through the leg, get blown up, my plane crashes. He's like, I'm going to trudge on. I'm Adrian Carton de Wiart. I'm Belgish. I am going forward into battle, bringing my men with me into the skirmish. We're gonna battle. We're gonna shoot. We're gonna throw one-armed grenades. We're gonna win. We're not gonna let bullets stop us. Fuck bullets. He's like a fucking honey badger, this guy. He's like, I can do whatever the hell I want. Shoot me in the eye, I'm gonna get right back up. Fuck you up after that. And then he's like, shoot me in the leg? Fuck you, I'm gonna kick you with my other leg. Take my arm off with a grenade? Fuck you. I'll get you with my other arm with the grenade. He's a fucking human honey badger, that's what he is. He was shot in the face. He was shot in the back of the head. He was shot in the eye, or shrapnel in the eye. He was shot in the ear twice. Shot in the hip, the groin, the leg, his hand mangled, pulled the fingers, hand is gone, empty sleeve. He was shot again. He survived the 2 plane crashes. He is unkillable. I'll tell you how he died. I don't know if it was in his sleep, but it was at the age of 85. He had $4,000 in his wallet. He had no will. He was unkillable. When he died, he died. The end.